Kabir Adamu, who is a security analyst as well as the managing director of Beacon Consulting Limited, which is a security risk management. He joins us now from the Nigerian capital, Abuja. Kabir, good to talk to you. I want to pick up with you where I left off with Samson and these anti-French slogans and sentiment. Besides that, Samson was talking about this is slowly sort of transitioning into something that Niger/Russia versus the West. I mean, some of these protesters, besides chanting anti-French slogans, they also shouted out, "Long live Putin, long live Russia." What exactly is Russia's role here?
So in the lead up to the coup, there was enough information that showed misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda. After the coup, we also saw a lot of that, and most of that is happening in the social media space. Now, outside of that, the mercenary group, as it were, Wagner, backed by Russia, as you know, had very strong influence in the coup that happened in neighboring countries of Mali, Guinea, and then to an extent in the Central African Republic. So all of these indicators that perhaps the coup leaders are also looking towards that to get some kind of support, directly or indirectly, from Russia. Now, the sentiment that was expressed earlier on by both Samson and your reporter did show the frustration, as it were, of Nigerians with the post-colonial policies by France, as it were, and the fact that the democratic system of governance that has been bequeathed to Niger has not meant a lot to the people of Niger. They are still a lot of them in abject poverty. They still lack the basic needs of life. So that frustration is what you are seeing, actually.
Kabir, let me ask you about this this ultimatum that was given by ECOWAS, which convened for an emergency meeting over the weekend. How likely is that to play out in terms of them using force if President Bazoum is not reinstated?
So as you probably noted, the defense ministers of ECOWAS are going to hold a meeting most likely today or tomorrow. And I think the real strategy, if at all there's going to be any military intervention, will be discussed by these defense ministers. The heads of states have issued the ultimatum, but the reality of whether it's practical or it's possible will be determined by the defense minister, and then they would now advise their heads of state. Now, the challenge is this, and we need to do two things. First off, is the principle of non-interference in a member state versus the desire to ensure democratic system of government. The junta is playing that card that you can't interfere in our internal affairs, while ECOWAS and of course the international community is saying democracy must be protected. So I think in the long run, it's the battle between these two. How would ECOWAS galvanize its powers, as it were, especially economic diplomacy? Some of the measures mentioned will have huge impact on Nigerians. As an example, a significant portion of the power supply to Niger comes from Nigeria. If Nigeria cuts off that power supply, I think it would have a huge impact on Niger as a country. And so these are the type of diplomatic moves that would put pressure on Niger as against a real military intervention.
Okay, Kabir Adamu, thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour. I do appreciate talking to you. Thank you.